Hey everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for coming last night and experimenting with me. We are opening some new ways of exploring together that are vulnerable and uh, a bit unknown. And really that's the point of these labs is to be in a field that is not set, not so directive in nature. And I know I got some feedback that was uncomfortable for some people. And I recognize that is uncomfortable. It's really, when we're in a space that's uncertain, that is the creative flow. It's like this instead of like this. And we're so used to having someone be like, this is the journey we're going to go on. I'm going to operate you this way, in this direction. And really, what I want to do is to help us feel the other channel, which is a space of pure potential. It is uncertain. It is open. It doesn't have the intention is the openness, um, because in that space, our bodies start to recognize a different dimension of reality. So it is very slow moving in nature. It is like kind of tiptoeing into the energy fields. That's what it feels like to me. It's not a space that we can just plow right into and and explore. It's the opposite of doing. It is sensing our way in together. So, um, yeah, for me, that's also really vulnerable and tender because I can feel all of the uncertainty and really the feeling our way through. And it's a habit to want to just take it all by the reins and direct it in a certain way. Um, but there's something in that locks us out of the energy realm. And for me, I can really feel it when we're in that space like this, like, I don't know what's happening. Um, the energy starts to really be much more full in the space. I find that very nourishing, um, and wholesome. And yeah, so I'm curious what to see what you noticed. I'm sure that brought up some discomfort because I've heard that it did. um, but I wonder if it brought up anything else. I wonder if there was a freedom in that exploration, or if your body felt different as we were opening to those more subtle channels. Um, Really, I welcome like all the feedback, and like, don't hold back, because this is how we get to the next phase of of really human interaction and activation, when we're just blatant about what we experienced and blatant in our share back. It's we kind of clear the space when we're just very honest and transparent. Some of the other feedback I got was that it would be really helpful to talk about consent. And this is something I meant to talk about in our session prior to beginning. And so, what I want to say about this is that there's a lot to say about this. First, if anything feels uncomfortable at any given time, the invitation is to say, this is not for me. I'm going to back away. And if you like this is, I kind of like to dance with these things because we're all finding our way through. We're feeling our way through. Some people are more sensitive than others. Some people are less sensitive, and typically the less sensitive uh, are less able to recognize the amount of maybe pressure or presence that is balanced in the exchange. That's why we're doing this, to find the balance, to explore, oh, that's too much. This person's moving away. What do I need to adjust in myself? Let me be more aware without shaming myself. Um, so, and the sensitives, we need to be, I consider myself sensitive, um, a little brave in meeting the space. So, yeah, I'm going to have all this sensation, but I don't have to identify a woundedness with it. I don't need to feel myself as wounded, even though it's extreme sensation. I just can notice the sensation and call it just that. Sensitive, those of us who are extremely sensitive, it can feel like a wound when something comes in too fast. But really, it's all how we use our minds to process what's happening. So if this happened for you for any reason, I invite you to just rework the framework and see this as an experience that is just highly a high a lot of information to process, but allowing yourself to come forward to that information will start to calibrate you to be more resilient as well. So these sensitivities impact less of your system. This has happened for me over time. Showing up again and again, meeting the space, meeting the energy, bringing myself forward, and resting back when I need to as well. Um, Part of what consent has done, even though we need consent for what's this is a strange time of transition, where we're all finding our way through the best we can, but because we're in a transition, there's a lot of this freeze that's happening. People are like, "Is it okay if I touch you?" And then that sensation of hesitation in the touch comes through. This happens a lot. It happens to me as well. I'm recovering from this culture my own uh, in my own experience. So what helps is to just practice touching and being touched without asking if it's okay. If it's not okay, it's okay to just bow out of the experience and say, this is not a touch that's comfortable for me. And that's really wonderful to practice without shaming the other person. Uh, you know, if anyone has any issue with someone, you can come up to me privately and we can talk about it. Um, but I didn't feel any energy from that last night. So, but still, we are figuring this out together. Sometimes it can be a little bit messy when we're exploring in these ways. I think the best thing to do is to just say we're all in different places and letting that really be okay. But what I'd like to work with in the future is coming to a space where let's make touch okay, and the hesitation, let's get over that if we can, and that will take some time and practice, and it comes by touching. It comes by being okay with the uncomfortable feelings of hesitation and letting them be there until they start to work themselves out. So the more that we do this, and the more that we do this with each other, the same people, the same nervous systems, we start to get acclimated, we start to get comfortable. And the space at, while there's still unknown energy in the air, we become more comfortable with that unknown energy. And it starts to feel really nourishing and open and rejuvenating, because there's just much more energy in the space when we're not all frozen or not knowing what to do in the unknown. So I'll stop here. There's, I'm sure, more that I'll want to say, and I would love, love, love to hear from you too. So let's please keep this dialogue open if it's interesting to you. If it's not interesting to you, then it means it's not for you for whatever beautiful reason. And yeah, I will look forward to hearing from you. Blessings.